and my tattoos are my story. Johnny Depp. I chose this quote for the simple fact that it has inspired me to be me. That's what this video is about. Everyone that has inspired me to be the person I am today. This video is just to say thanks for being there as I've formed into this person I am. I'm filming her today. How do you feel knowing that you've made an impact on someone's life?
Makes me very proud that I've made an impact on my daughter's life. At least she's going in the right direction, and it could have been worse.
Yeah. And how does it feel knowing that you're an inspiration to someone?
Good, but I think, like I said to you earlier, you got most of your inspiration from Aunt Tammy to be a cosmetologist. You got your inspiration from me to go to school and finish because you knew you weren't going anywhere if you didn't.
Yeah. And how do you stay so positive?
I always think things can be worse. And I've been there, done that.
And what does inspiration mean to you?
Inspiration mean to me, it gives you the power and the motivation to keep going and not give up.
And what advice would you give me to stay positive?
It could only get worse. Once you've hit bottom, there's no other way but up.
My mother, and she's a huge inspiration to me, not only because she is my mom, but she didn't really tell me what to do as I grew up. She gave me ideas and guidelines and all that, but she never really told me what to do. And she let me get tattoos, so I think my mom is actually pretty awesome. Cosmetology instructor, and I'm going to ask her some questions. How do you feel knowing that you made an impact on someone's life?
It makes me very proud for what I've done. Very excited that I've been able to help them and just achieve their goals.
How does it feel knowing that you're an inspiration to someone?
It excites me that I can keep giving more and make them just more excited about what they're going to do, and that way they're going to get to their future that they're looking for.
How do you stay so positive?
I've always put other people ahead of me, and I always look for the best in them and always foresee all the bad.
What does inspiration mean to you?
Always to do my best at everything that I can to try to achieve everything that my goals are.
And what advice would you give to me to stay positive?
Always look the best in everything that you do, and there's always going to be a good outcome with everything you do. So just always remember me in the back of your head.
Instructor Gretchen. And she gave me inspiration by just reminding me that I can get through beauty school, and it's going to fly by. And her endless lectures really weren't a waste of time. I wanted her to know that I really learned a lot from you, and it's like ridiculous how much I did learn, and I'm still gonna keep that in my mind from years from now. And I want you to know that I really appreciate you teaching me literally everything. She's part of my inspiration video here, and I'm gonna ask her a series of questions. And how do you feel knowing that you have made an impact on someone's life?
Well, as I said earlier, it is such an honor to have been told that, and I appreciate you saying that. I think one of the best things about the field of teaching is that you have that opportunity, and obviously you're not going to reach all of your students, but it's nice to hear when you do, so thank you very much.
You're welcome. And how does it feel knowing that you're an inspiration to someone?
Again, it's an honor. I'm thrilled to hear that, and I appreciate you saying that. It's just such a positive thing. And again, I think teaching offers that opportunity, because you do. You get to know your students, you get close with them, and so when you have students come back and say that you've impacted or you've made a difference, I think that's what teaching is all about. It's certainly none of us are in it for the money. None of us, you know, I mean, and none of us are, nobody's going to get rich, nobody's going to, you know, be a big celebrity. I mean, there's nothing about teaching other than your relationship with students, and that, to me, that's what it's all about.
And how do you stay so positive?
Well, there are days. I think I try very hard to see the positive in life, generally. And, you know, there are things that can get me down, but I am just so thrilled to be here. I think you know my story about I had an experience with cancer and was given a pretty dire prognosis of 2 years to live. And that was like 20 years ago. And that really changed my life. That really did. It made me see the positive things in life. And even on a bad day, there's so many good things to be thankful for. And I just feel like I am grateful for everything that I've been given, including time. You know, I've been given extra years that was not promised to me, and nobody gets that promise. And so I think if people had that same experience and they thought that their lives were ending, I think they would also find the positive in every day. Every single day there are many things to be positive about. And I think that experience, as awful as it was, taught me a lot. And one of those things is to appreciate what I have. And mostly, more than anything, more than, you know, driving a big car, living in a fancy house, it's all about the people in my life, including my students. And that really, I sincerely mean that. I mean, that's all part of my whole life experience.
And what does inspiration mean to you?
Inspiration is if someone can think of a person or an event or a family member maybe, or something that happened in their past that inspired them to be a better person. It just means that you have impacted someone positively, or they have taken a positive message from an event. Much like I was just talking about with the cancer, I took that event, and it was excruciating and scary and terrifying, and I think I cried every day for over a year, every day. And so it was, as awful as it was, it actually turned out to be a positive in my life. It was actually, if you can say cancer is a gift, it was kind of a gift to me, because I learned a lot. Inspiration, I think, is something that you remember. Like, I remember some of my teachers in high school, and I'm old, and I still remember them, you know, because they were inspirational to me. And that's just when you get a positive message and maybe a light bulb goes off and you go, I get it. That's what that means. And that stays with you. And I think we all have tons of people who inspire us. And maybe we don't realize it when it's happening, but as you look back, you go, oh, okay, now I get it. Now I know what she meant. So that's inspirational to me.
And what advice would you give me to stay positive?
Well, Jalen, I think that you are a pretty positive person anyway. At least I see you that way. And I think that if you can realize that we all have problems, life comes with problems. It just does. And if you can take those problems one at a time and, you know, learn from them, know that it's an experience that maybe was awful, but you learned from it, which makes it a positive. And I think if you continue to do that and think, you know, no matter what happens, there is a positive side to it. And as far as life, here's the other thing. the only sure thing about life is change. And so no matter how bad life is at times, it's always going to change. It's always going to get better. It just is. You know, things that seem so awful in your teen years, for instance, they'll change. They will get better. I guarantee you.
My freshman English teacher, Miss Fow, and she taught me that you can literally be having the worst day ever and you can still find a bright side to it, actually. And since I've had her class, like, I've always tried to stay positive, and it's like ridiculous how much of an impact she has made on me, because I didn't think someone could make such a huge impact on me than you have, Miss Fow, and I really appreciate of Papa Roach, which is Jacoby Shaddix. And he's a huge inspiration to me because his lyrics really get me, and I almost start crying at some of his songs. But not only that, but he's taught me how to, like, dress, basically, because I just love how the way he dresses. And not only that, but he has taught me that you can be the best person even when you are tatted up. So I really appreciate you and all of your music, so just keep rocking, man.